Good evening, everybody. I'm Go Home. Welcome to the Saturday kit build. Tonight, we're doing something a little different. We're doing the GVOX Project Part 2 because things always come in multiple parts, I guess, and this is just Part 2. So, we'll get started shortly, but I do want to say hi to everybody who has taken the time to show up nice and early. And, okay, here we go. Okay. M&M Rails gets the Timbits tonight. And then we've got Dave Hughes and Brian Ferguson, trains by Perry. And then we've got Bubs031. Happy birthday, Bubs. He's 25 today. I'm just joking. But it is actually his birthday. Okay, forget Mark. Mark lost. He forfeited his Timbits, as usual. They are now birthday cake Timbits, and they're for Bubs. I don't play favorites. It's just his birthday. So he can literally, well, what do you think this is? Your birthday? Yeah, it's his birthday. So that's why he's getting them. And then we've got Todd Armstrong. How's it going, Todd? I'd love to see a collaboration between Chris and Denny, a GVOX turbo train in black with skulls and stuff on it, arriving from dystopian future. What scale would that be? Would it be HO scale, N scale? Would it be an HO scale train on N scale track? We don't know yet. We have no idea. Very creative, though. Todd is asking if Brian's coming to the 2026 Rail Extravaganza. And then we've got Dundas Junction Model Railroad. How's it going, James? DMRJ. How's it going? Ronald. How's it going, Ronald? Bunch of people piling in, finding their seats. The other day was Nancy's birthday. Happy birthday, Nancy. And, of course, you've got Glenn and BN Ironwood and Canadian Locomotive Logistics. And we also have George. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. All right. So you can obviously see I've got a couple of box cars here. Well, it's technically more than a couple. There is a lot. There's a lot of box cars, and they are all decorated in the GVOX road name, which is a fairly new thing that I've started, which is what we're kind of talking about tonight. Now, good people at Rapido, they helped me out with these. And so shout out to Rapido, because these are some of their new, I believe it's called a Trenton Works boxcar. And these are great for lumber and paper service. So that's why I have a bunch. I've got, you can obviously see my paper mill in the back here. Well, this entire thing here is like a paper mill. And yes, you can see all the box cars, all 100 of them. Look at them all go. And yeah, so a big part of this, and I have a video that's coming out on Monday morning, bright and early, for those who believe in getting up early, which will basically go into detail about how I do this and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so I have a bunch of these that are marked as 2026, as you can kind of see there. And I'll be giving some of these away at the barbecue this year, which is usually at the end of summer, closer towards September. We do that track side in Smiths Falls. which will be a good time. So if you have not confirmed yet that you are coming to the barbecue, please do so, because I need to know how many burgers to make. Because, you know, they're homemade burgers. So also, you know, it's important that I know how many boxcars to have as well. But yeah, mostly for burgers, but yeah, boxcars as well. So I have 5 of these that are already done. They're basically good to go. There's also another 5 or 6 of these, which is the oxidized red. I gave those to Perry, and Perry's already done because he's a superstar. And I forgot to give him this one. He should have just done that one too, I guess. But yeah, one more for me to do. But yeah, I did all these, and now I have to put all the decals on these, and that's what I'm gonna do tonight. And you lovely people get to watch me do that. And yeah, yes, it's Bubs' birthday, Bub031. So make sure you guys wish him a happy birthday. I'm sure that he will appreciate that. Now, along with the barbecue, I'm just gonna switch this around so you guys can watch me do my thing. There we go. So the barbecue is really fun because we get to, you know, sit trackside and we get to hang out all day. Why this isn't updating like it should be? It's kind of weird. Hey Anthony, how's it going? Oops, should say what time is the paper mill video live stream going to be at? 7 a.m. Yeah, I have it. I have it live for 7 a.m. Monday morning, and it takes you through the entire thing here, the process of me doing this, as opposed to me explaining it all right now, which I could probably do right now, but I captured it in real time. So, and it's a lot harder for me to explain this while I'm doing it than, you know, voiceover. I do have a poll for tonight if you guys are interested, because I like doing the whole poll thing. Gives us lots to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to throw that up there. Bam. Okay, where do we want this thing? We want it in this top corner here. Okay. So the poll for today: what is your rolling stock of choice? For some reason, it only lets me put four answers. You know, so choose wisely. Choose wisely. So we got box cars. Now, there's so many different types of box cars. Same thing with tank cars. You know, you got the big ones, the little ones, the double ones, the colorful ones. You got the black ones, the white ones. You got the white ones with the black stripe. You got there's some red ones, some blue ones. I've seen blue one. Yellow. James has a bunch of yellow ones. And then we've got your basic hopper. So that could be a cylindrical hopper. I love cylindricals. And then there's, of course, many other different types of hoppers, big, little, and really big, really, really little. I don't know. And of course, auto racks, which apparently people hate. Come on, somebody pick auto racks. Come on. Auto racks are fun. You got your bi-levels, tri-levels, and then they have these new ones now, right, for larger equipment where it looks weird. It looks like a weird side to it. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but you know what I mean. It's for like farm equipment and other stuff. Yeah, don't think too hard. Hey, Brad. Did I missed anybody? Hello, hello. I don't hate auto racks. I just don't currently have a layout that will. Not a lot of people do. Yeah, I can say that if you have 29-inch radiuses, like a 29-inch or more, it will still look weird unless it's unless you have a bigger radius, but it will work. Most of them will work. It's a tough call. It's like passenger stuff, right? A lot of people can't do passenger stuff because they're just it's a really big car. So there's that. But I definitely know what you mean. Now the thing with these cars is that I don't think I'm going to put the 2026 on there yet because what what I need, obviously, if I have enough numbers, or if 10 cars isn't enough, then I'm going to have to do some of these as 2026. But I have actual road numbers that I'm hoping to add as well. There we go. We've got some auto racks now. Oh, it looks like a tight race. I'll leave that up for a while. See what everybody thinks. I mean, it's kind of everyone's divided, right? Because there's a lot of popular cars there. I can tell you my favorite of each of these, if it matters at all. It really doesn't, but I'll tell you anyways. So as far as box cars, I'm a big fan of the 50 and 60-foot high cube cars. I just like the way they look. These are nice too, which I believe that's more of like a 60-foot car, but it's not a high cube. Which that doesn't matter too much because they've got the big door on it, and that's why they're able to put lumber inside of these. But yeah, the high cube is my personal favorite as far as box cars. Tank cars, shoot, anything Procore. Yep, anything Procore. In fact, I've got these like turquoise ones. I know a couple of guys have them too. When Walters did them, we all like ran out and scooped them up because they're so cool. It's like that greeny, turquoisey look about them. You know which ones I'm talking about. Sorry, just gotta fix this. Gotta get that water out from underneath the decal. It'll be all right. No, cold porters? No, nobody likes cold porters. I'm just joking. No, I could only fit 4 options apparently. It didn't want any other options. They're like, after auto racks, forget it. So yeah, that's why I didn't add more. Otherwise, I was gonna add gondolas, which I mean everybody can appreciate a decent gondola. I think everyone's got one, right? Same thing with intermodal. Intermodal, very popular, very modern. You know, and then of course there's a couple of versions of that as well, right? There being like trailer train and all that. So, I mean, there's options. As far as hoppers, and I'm not talking about Disney's hoppers now on Disney Plus. I'm talking about cylindricals and grain cars and what else? Flour and stuff like that. Salt, salt hoppers. Once I get my new layout started and running, I'll be able to run my single and articulated autoracks. Hey, Willow Creek, how's it going? $200 coal porter cars full of real coal and at least 6 locomotive. I can imagine that would be very heavy, especially if it's real coal. That would be cool. Where are we at? 30, 20, 20, 30. So we're kind of tied between box cars and auto racks. Ah, caboose. Yeah. We'll have to do a questionnaire about types of cabooses because there's, many different types. Yes, and cement hoppers. That's right. Cement and other stuff. I mostly do grain, but that's just me. And tank car, well, I mean, yeah, there's lots of different tank cars as well, right? But I mostly do ethanol. So that's the place I go to in my mind. Van, Wide Angus, Point St. Charles, uh, Hawker, Sidley. And there's some with like some other fun names. So yeah, don't forget if you're wanting to come to the barbecue, please let me know. Drop me an email. I'm gonna put my email up. Just gvoafterdark@hotmail.com, and make sure you let me know that you will be attending the Trackside Barbecue, which is August 29th. That's a Saturday. Ooh, almost bent that. Some kids are coming up on the Friday, and then they're staying wherever, and then barbecue, and then they go home on the Sunday. That's what some of them are doing. I like the idea for a survey about vans. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do class of railroad. So like class one, favorite class one railroad. I'll keep it interesting. But yeah, I'll have to come up with a new one every single week for you guys because it's fun. Hey Dwight, Mr. Dwight Curley, how's it going? Welcome everybody, welcome. Don't forget Third Rail Thursday every Thursday. There's no GV After Dark this week, but if I'm able to, I will run trains for you guys. I'll run trains live because guys like to watch that. So I might run some trains live for you guys on Thursday as opposed to it being a GV After Dark. Hi, Canada. That's funny. What am I using to put them on? Well, currently just water. I've got some micro set that I'll put onto it after. I just want to I put a bit of water on here just so that I can, you know, move the decal around a little bit if it's not right where I want it. And then I absorb all that water out, let it dry a little bit, and then I'll put some micro set on it, and it holds in place. I will, depending on demand. So right now I have enough of these GVOX, the large ones, to do whatever cars I have left. So I got to make sure that everybody that's going to the barbecue, at least, you know, I have enough cars to cover that. And then after that, because I don't want to sell the ones with 2026, I've got a whole bunch of different road numbers that I've come up with. For example, 101428, which might not really mean anything to you guys, but that's actually 10/14/28. So 10 being October, the 14th. No, October. No, sorry, I had it all mixed up there. October 2014 and the 28th, which is the day I started my channel. So that's one number. But then from there it goes like 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So I've basically started with the number where it's you know, I started my channel date, and then from there it's just progressive. But when I change the car, so if I do a different type of car, I'm going to do a different number for that car. I'm going to try to make it like the real ones, as they say. So that every type of car will have their own number set. And I'm keeping track of it too. Now, I am currently working on a website, which will have a bunch of cool stuff. I don't want to get too much into it because I'm still working on it. And I didn't think that wasn't on my bucket list or on my bingo card for 2026, but neither was this. So who knows? But yeah, I'll have my car list on the website as well at some point of all the numbers. And if people do want to buy these, if it's something that you are interested in, I'm pretty sure I know a guy, and he'd probably get me more of these cars, because he helped me get these. So, but honestly, like I've seen a lot of people do the you know, the road name on a car, like where they, you know, create theirs and whatnot. But I really wanted to step it up with something like this because like honestly, I really appreciate you guys watching, or and for those who are coming to the barbecue, like a lot of you guys are coming out of town. So I really hope to be able to provide you with a excellent quality thingamajig. In this case, it's a boxcar. And these decals are really nice too. Yeah. When I was talking with Mark, because Mark is the one who kind of dealt with the decals for me, he's like, "Well, why don't you do your logo?" Which is, well, I mean, I've got a bunch of them, but when we look at my stickers, you know, got all these here, right? And there's like an F40 on there with the leaf. These are all just different versions of it, right? I couldn't bring myself to put that logo on the car, so that's why I changed it. I'm like, nope, the road name has to be a leasing company, and GVOX. It has to look like an actual, like you'd see that in the wild. I'm sure you guys still have more of these, eh? Probably. I'm going to use my own Conrail boxcar. Neat. Yeah, it's fun, and like you have full creative control of whatever, right? When you do something like this, and not that that's important, but as a creator, whether it's content or art, because this is like an art, having full control of your art is important. You're the person who's taking the time to do this and create it and put it out there for people. So you want to make sure that it represents you well. Now the green no brainer, right? Because go, right? Yellow, I like the striping as well. I didn't think too deeply into that. But these are the faded green, which I mean that's perfect because all you got to do is weather it and add some graffiti or whatever. So that'll be awesome. But yeah, green go. I mean, I know it's a little bit darker, but whatever. So again, fits well. These ones here too. Again, this is a railroad of lies, right? But it's going to get patched out. Going to have a white patch here that gets covered over, and then it gets the GVOX like this, but in black. That'll be over that. But these are also faded, which is really nice. So, yeah. And then, of course, if things do really work out well and scale, because I can't forget about my N scale friends. This one is also a 2026 road number. But yeah, this is the 6400. So cool. Great job on the patch out. Any thoughts of offering weathered versions? Yeah, as soon as I become good at weathered versions of things, then I will offer weather. I don't want to ruin your car. Although, it has come up where some people are like, well, that would be cool if you weathered them too. But what I personally want to see is that when I do these cars and then I give them out to people, I would love to see other people weather them and graffiti them and whatnot, and then send me pictures. Like I would love to see that. It sounds like the dumbest, smallest thing, but it's like things like that that mean the world to me. Because, you know, you took the time to do that, right? And that's the cool stuff. So, if anybody does receive any of these, and I'm gonna remind you 100 more times, and I'm gonna also remind you at the barbecue. Please, 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 weather it, use it. Don't sit it on the shelf. These box cars are way too nice to leave on the shelf, you know. But take pictures of them and then send them to me. I don't know what Perry would charge for a box car weathering. He's very good at what he does. So I don't know. I think it's an awesome idea, great initiative on a wonderful project, thinking outside the box. Well, part of the thing is that, I'm a huge advocate for taking it out of the box, more or less. A lot of guys, they don't get to run their stuff or they just collect, but you can't really appreciate it until you're running it around the layout. And that goes for locomotives and rolling stock and whatnot. So I highly encourage, I know people collect and that's great, but you only live once, man. Let me tell you, only once. Well, I've seen that too, right? Like you have one box car and you spread it around, but it's like it's one box car, you never own it. And then you're in charge of shipping it and paying for shipping and you don't get to keep that physical thing. And I mean, it kind of sucks. I mean, it's fine if that's what you want to do, if that's, your thing, but I want you guys to have one of these box cars cuz it's an awesome awesome box car. And then, of course, you can do collaborations as well. I don't know if you guys had seen uh, Mark and Dave, or M&M Rails and Daveco. They both have a barge. So one of them will send box cars to the other person's layout, which I think is great, and they get to collaborate like that. It would be cool if you guys got together and did a collaboration where you're sending the boxcar from layout to layout, only you don't have to ship it anywhere. You're just saying, well, this came from so and so's layout, and now it's on my layout, and this is what we're doing with it. We're going to load it up, or we're going to do whatever, and be creative, go nuts. It's one of those awesome social aspects of the hobby that I really enjoy. And it's, working together and making content and getting to run trains and all that fun stuff. Yeah, we can also, a bunch of us can do the thing with the Blue Devil as well. That would be cool. once you guys have your boxcars, you put it behind the Blue Devil, and then we can do a continuous shot where it's one layout, then the next layout, then someone else's layout. I think that'd be really cool too. Maybe start up a GVOX leasing company Facebook page. Everyone could post there. That's true. I mean, I've got the GVO page. I'm trying to avoid the socials, man. Lots of brain rot on there. And then you add me to the mix, then you've got way more brain rot than what you might you know consume in a day. So far, I've got 7 cars that I'm working on tonight. I have 5 cars that are already basically done, and then another 5 cars that Perry has done. No, 6. I think he has 6. He might have 6. Either way. But yeah, doing this is kind of redundant, and I keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and I'm okay with it because I'm having fun. This is fun to me. But yeah, I will need to order more decals because I know that after this project is done, I will have none left. So if there is a demand for more cars and whatnot, I'll have to check to see, you know, if I can get more of these or the red ones. Then I'd obviously have to order more decals. 6. Okay, yeah, you have 6. Good, good. And then maybe come up with some more numbers. And 2026 will just be year of the boxcar, year of the Trenton work, I guess. Who knows? Next year I might do a tank car. We'll see what happens. What I really want? Let me tell you what I want. What I really, really want. Oh, I'll tell you what I want. I would love, 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 love to have this done from the factory so I don't have to do nothing. I can just ship it to you. And it would be all pad printed. So I don't have to sit here decaling. Is that what we're doing? Is it decaling? Decal? Whatever. You know what I mean. That would be the bee's knees, I think, if I did that. And I did look into it. I believe it was AccuRail. That's the name of it. I was going to do an AccuRail kit. But I don't know, man. Like they're okay. The quality is like, you know. I mean, it's not a Rapido, so. And you guys know how much I like my Rapido stuff. I mean, I already have all the passenger cars. Might as well start collecting all the freight cars too, right? I think I put a little too much water on there. Doing the fun stuff. There we go. So make sure, and I know I've already said this, and I'll probably keep saying it. I got a whole 2 months before the barbecue. Make sure, please, 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 make sure you send me an email and let me know if you're coming. That way, I don't make 5 burgers and 10 of you show up, because 5 of you will be starving. Right? A run of containers. Just a container, right? I mean, that would probably be like the easiest thing to do. But then I feel like if you have a container, then you would have to, it would only cater to intermodal, right? So you would have to do intermodal in order to have the container, right? So, like with this here, you know, you can use it as a buffer car. You can use it as a lumber car. You can use it, you know, whatever. You guys are going to be selling these with Freds on the end, which is pretty cool too. So again, it's another type of not buffer car, but an end of car train car, box car at the end of the train kind of car. So that's cool as well. So there's a little bit of variation with it, which is neat. Now, along with this, because I did mention, yeah, I want to give some of these away at the barbecue. Um, we have a couple other things. I'm not going to say exactly what they are, but I know that there's a couple other guys that are planning on some stuff as well. So, you know, if you do show up and you do come to hang out, whatnot, good times will be had by all. You get, you know, boxcar and whatever else. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe there'll be some like giveaways or contests, fun stuffs, you know, and of course burgers. The guys really seem to like my burgers. Even Sadie, which is Mike's dog. Mike may have dropped one of my burgers, and Sadie totally ate it, and she did not complain at all. Although she said that the bun was kind of rough, and yeah, that was my dog joke for the day. Sorry, guys. That one was a little low. Okay, that's better. DoorDash. You're gonna dash out the door? I don't know. And then, of course, it's not just burgers, but there's going to be cookies. Now, I know Mark brings his famous cookies, which are world famous. I know we've talked about them here on the channel. And I feel like if you guys could coax Perry into making some cookies, because he makes a really, really good cookie. Maybe he'll bring some cookies too. Possibly. Yes, Anthony, you're correct. A Fred. Flashing red end device. Something like that. End of train device. Oh yeah, I've already done the 4, so this is the other 3 here. It just wouldn't be the same. It's true. It's true. You got to eat the burger while it's hot, like fresh off the grill, you know? It's barbecue rule 101. From burger or from grill to plate in less than 20 seconds. Oh yeah, no, they definitely didn't. And then he had a couple of extra, so then I took a couple up for my wife, and she used some very colorful language describing how good they were, which I cannot repeat on this channel, but she really enjoyed them. So yeah, there's that too. Perry, you're still in the chat there. You've used a number of different decals, I'm sure, in your life, your train life, because you do a lot of custom work. What would you rate these on a 1 to 10 scale? 10 being like the best, 1 being like don't even buy it. What would you rate these decals? Because you used the same ones for one of his cars as well, or Loco, I should say. What do you rate these decals? Maybe I'm overselling it, because they're pretty good. Brian says PDCs are awesome. Ah, so you're familiar. Have you guys ever like seen these box cars and whatnot, like for what they like? Yeah, the under detail is pretty sweet. I did a whole review and unboxing of these, by the way. Not this particular car, but like a while ago. So you should go check it out, because I did the, I think it was on the BC Rail, the non-faded one. I think you got your brake chain and everything. The coupler cut lever. Yeah, it's good stuff. These are they're good cars. You know, I might just keep them all. That's what I'll do. No, that might be too many. They're about an 8, but you have to be so careful with them because of how thin they are. That's true. You do have to be careful. My thing with them is that thin is good, but it can also, like you said, it could work as a negative because of easy ripping and whatnot. But like I've had thicker decals rip on me before. Maybe it's because I'm inexperienced. I don't know. Probably. But also the fact that you can't tell that's a decal, if that makes sense, right? Because you know how when you cut out the thing, you can see where you cut it out. This here, it's so thin that it blends so well. And yeah. Like I've tried the highball. Highball's okay. You know, they make some neat stuff. I am not a fan of micro scale at all. Like not even a little bit. I wish this had a smooth side. Makes me wish I did tank cars, because you know how easy that would have been if I did tank cars? Poof. Forget it. It would have been done by now. Yeah, but I've seen that even with you know, other stuff, right? Like you cut it really close and whatnot, and I have some, like I did some graffiti ones as well. Nope, you can still very much see that it's a decal. It's like a giant sticker. Even when you try to get as close as you know possibly can to it, it's like you can't win. I design all my decals and send Billy my artwork, and he prints them. You like micro scale better than highball. Hmm. I think micro scale is thinner, but I've also ripped highball. And isn't that the worst when you rip it? It's like, ugh. I watched a YouTube video where a plane guy removed the carrier layer after he put on the decal before he sealed it. Oh, neat. Just want to show you one of the ones here that are mostly done, because I'm waiting for these to dry. Now I still have to patch that, and that decal is going to be very small. Perry, I don't know how you did that. Um, not looking forward to it, and I think that's why I did all this stuff first, to get all that out of the way, because I know doing the ends of these cards are going to be atrocious. So did the fun stuff first. I heard Circus City is pretty good. I don't think I've ever had anything from them, but the night's still young, so we'll see. We'll see if I can find some Circus City decals at some point. Let me see. Microscale is good, but they have 250 minimum for custom. You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to say, "Oh, it was easier than the sides." Well, you're just being honest. I get that. I'm still worried though. Okay, I have to cut these other 7. I thought I had 7 extras. Nope, turns out I only cut so many. So there's that. And this is all it is. It's cutting out decals, soaking them in water. You know, it would have been much easier if I got the data-only cars, but I think that was not an option. Actually, I didn't even realize that the faded cars were an option. You know, so that was fluke, you know. But I'm okay with that because it's still a win. Fluke can still be a win. You should have seen me doing a switcher yesterday with individual numbers on the number boards. Oof. Yeah, no thanks. That's why they pay you the big bucks. I would opt out of that so quickly. I'd be like, you know what? This train never had number boards. It just the numbers on the side. That's it. I'd come up with some nonsense excuse just to like not do the number boards. Number boards don't work on this locomotive because somebody didn't love it enough. I don't know. Just something crazy. But I guess it, you know, comes with the territory, right? If you're going to do this stuff, you got to learn all the aspects of it. Every single little thing. And that includes the tiny number boards. Come to think of it, I still want to do a GVOX locomotive to go with all these cars. So that'll be a thing at some point, I'm sure. I don't think that's going to be something that gets mass produced. But I can still do cars and stuff. But yeah, what are they called again, Brian? CDL, something like that. The decals, they're really nice, and yeah, I think it was because I needed white for these. Mark would have done just the black ones for me, but I also needed white in order to be able to do both styles of car or both colors of car. So then he had reached out and they helped with PDC. Ah, yeah, that's it, PDC. Yeah, Mark had dealt with all that side of it for me. Appreciate the guy for doing that. I think he said it was like $50 for that sheet, and I got a couple of sheets, and then I got included on that was the you remember seeing the big Canada Post sign for my building, and then I've got 4 of these, so I'm going to do some trucks at some point with that on the side, so that'll be kind of cool. But I'm just saving those, right, for my Canada Post building. Need to find the truck first. I need 2 trucks, and I don't know what trucks to use yet. Well, we'll have to see. It's too big for a box truck, like a small ones. I think I might have to get one of those really long ones. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's on my mind. It'll happen at some point. But I have to work to do up until September right now, so let me know soon. Oh, okay. A 53-foot. Yeah. Yeah, the big trailer. That'd be all right. If I could find one, and then if it was white, that would be even better. Like if the trailer was white, I don't care what color the truck is, but if the trailer was white, that would be perfection, probably. Now, the other thing I could have done here was remove the BC Rail decal and removed the reporting marks, but I really enjoy the patched look. It really gives it that, I had a previous life and then somebody sold me and then somebody purchased me kind of vibe to it. Really like that. So that's why I went this route. And I'm just pushing down to each. Also, before I forget, tomorrow's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Yep. I unfortunately work tomorrow, so that'll be me all day. But I hear that there's an awesome dinner planned, so can't complain too much. And also, I already got part of my gift, which is some Lumi cars. So it's been a good Father's Day, hasn't it? again, this is very redundant, but easy. The only difference between the 2026 car and the individually numbered cars that I do plan to do is 2026, I can do 20 and then 26 in the next rib, where the other ones are, what is it, 6 numbers? So I have to do 2, 2, and 2. But all the patchwork is the exact same for every single car. So that made it super easy, I think. But when I get into cutting these numbers out and the GVO, because I have to cut the GVO basically in half at that point, that gets a little bit more difficult as well, because it, breaking it down is even smaller. Trackside Nacho, how's it going? It's the Trackside Nacho. Go faster. Oh, I'm definitely not finishing these cars tonight. Just for the simple fact that I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to give it a month before I can do the other side of this car. We may have to revisit these. And it's only for the fact that I don't know yet how many 2026s I actually need. Like, I'm pretty sure I need 10. And I've got 10. But I'm really worried that I'm going to decal these. And then I'm going to need like another 5. If that makes sense. Uh-uh. Not enough of me to be everywhere tomorrow. I don't even want to go to work. Thanks, Mike. They're getting there. Do you remove the end number? The number, are you talking about this? This number right up here? I have to patch that as well. I've got little GVOs and little numbers for the right here as well. I don't know, but yeah, you won't be able to see it. But I gotta patch that. Perry patched his, so I guess I gotta do that too, huh? Oh no, I don't want to have to change the number. That Perry, that's more work than I'm willing to. Oh man, that'd be too much work, and then have to change the number. Oh, and then it's like a waste of the decal. Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, I could probably put the GVOX here, like above. I like starting from the bottom and then working my way up, as opposed to working from the top and then going down. If that makes sense, right? I mean, if I need to, I'll do that. That's fine. It's fine. I'll be fine. Everything's good, I think. It's just a pain cutting the GVOX in half. Yeah. No, that's easy stuff. Oh, I already feel bad that you had to do like 5 or 6 of them, so which I do appreciate, by the way. We are great as a community that we help each other out and do things, and that's really awesome. But I don't want to create more work than what I already do, is all I'm saying. I would love to weather these, though. That would be cool. Too bad I didn't have like a graffiti decal or something that I could put on there too. But I'd want to make them all the same, right? Like all the 2026, right? But I still very much want to see what everybody else does with these. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. And I should technically at least have one left over that I'll be able to do something as well. So I'll post mine and everybody can send me pictures of theirs. Or I think what you can do, if you have Instagram, you can tag hashtag GVOX, and it's a thing on there now on Instagram. I know somebody had mentioned earlier to do a Facebook page for GVOX, but yeah, if you send me pictures, I'll be sure to tag Rapido, so Rapido will get to see your work and stuff like that, and then I get to share them with my audience and other people who look at these cars and whatnot. I'm excited for Denny to get his car because I know he weathered his up like his other trash gondolas and whatnot. So it'll be nice to see what he does with this one. So yeah, I'd probably like to do some more N scale stuff in the future as well because I know a bunch of other guys that would probably appreciate those. I just mostly know HO scale guys, so. I'm not biased, I swear. These are just a lot easier to see. I'll let you in on a little secret. I may or may not have used HO scale decals on an N scale car. Shh. Don't tell anyone. No, not again. I'd rather give 100% to one scale than do 50% of both scales, you know? This is me giving 100%. Also, one scale is already expensive enough. Let's be realistic. Yeah, there's a point where it's, it's no longer work to live, it's live to work. And that's when things get real cruddy. You don't get to play with your trains, you barely get to see your family, and it's like, is it worth it? Probably not. Speaking of trackside, Mike, make sure you guys check out Off the Rails Monday, or Off the Tracks Monday. He said something about having a special guest on. I don't know how special the special guest is, but guess we'll find out. I think James is busy on Monday, so that means we'll be over on James's channel next week. But this Monday, we are on Trackside Mike's channel. Lots of traveling this week coming up. Gotta get my trucking hat on. Special. How special is the special guest? Like, should we be worried or what? Is it like Bob Ross or something? Oh, wait, no, he's not right. Is it somebody fancy or what? Do I know him? Yeah, James is busy with family. And then Thursday, like I said, it's typically because Third Rail Thursday happens every Thursday for obvious reasons. I don't think we'd call it Third Rail Thursday if it happened on a Tuesday. The last Thursday of the month, obviously, is GVO After Dark. That's what we've always done. But I'm just going to run trains instead, which would be great. And I think there's 5 Thursdays in July, so that's kind of neat. Got to figure out what we're doing for that. I know Denny is always the first week. I'm usually the second week. Mark's normally the third week. I'll have to talk to them and see what they say, see what they want to do. I'm usually down for whatever. Sometimes Dave Co will come back for a guest appearance. I know I have to go out of town next month, so there's that. I know that doesn't really affect you guys, but I'm just remembering out loud. My little one turns 10, so there's that. That's kind of a big deal. They grow up so fast. Decal's trying to run away from me. How dare you? And it's that time of the year where the kids are finishing up school as well. Geez, it's summer already. Feels like it was like March, like last week. Todd and I have a plan if required. What plan is this? Is this a Monday thing? Is this a Thursday thing? What? I know there's a couple of projects I want to start soon as well. And I think, besides this is its own project, but I've got other projects that I'm mowing over, just kind of, they're in their infancy still. That's how new those plans are. First day of summer is tomorrow, and it's the longest day of the year, too. Really? Well, I'm going to make sure it's the longest day for everyone in my family because it's Father's Day tomorrow. So I'm going to be playing that card real often tomorrow. Nah. My wife will be at work. I'll be at work. Therefore, not much is happening except for work. Well, Dave's going to be fishing. Dave's gone fishing. That's one way to spend Father's Day. almost done, probably. Probably not. And just think, I've already done how many cars? 5, 10, 11, 12. I've already done about 12 cars. And I have no idea if I'm getting better at this or if I'm the exact same. So it's interesting. It's very interesting stuff. I also like to do a clear coat on this, but I'll do that after. That'll be like the last thing I do. If it's not the last thing I do, which it will be. But that'll be like after I put all the decals on and figure out the numbers and all that stuff. That'll be the thing. Voila. These couplers are actually pretty sweet too. They work well. They hold on to these cars pretty good. I don't know what kind of couplers these are, but last time I had couplers this good was probably the Tempo Train. Probably the Tempo Train. And before anybody asks, yes, I did pre-order my LRC box set. Just saying. Just before they announced that, I was highly considering asking around on Facebook, and as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Perry can testify. I reached out to him and I said, Perry, how many LRC logos do you have? Can I have one? I did the same thing with Bubs too, because I know he has a couple from their first run. Just because I'd rather deal with somebody I know than, randoms. Yeah, the tempo's pretty cool. I wasn't a big fan of the RS18. I don't know if it's because it's an RS18, but the passenger cars in general, if it was just the passenger cars, um, you know, they're really cool, and they're very smooth. Probably some of the nicest passenger equipment that Rapido's ever done, hands down. Some of the nicest. Oh gosh, that's going upwards now. Yeah, like that. There we go. And with the LRC locomotive coming out, it's like, because the LRC locomotive also pulled those cars, right? At one point. So it'd be kind of cool. But as for like the the LRC cars that you get with in the box set, I think I only have like one of those types of cars, like the delivery. And I think one of them is a one class or first class, something like that, which is kind of neat as well. I know I don't have any of those. You like the RS18? Well, RS18 it's good, but it's like I don't see it as a passenger locomotive. You know what I mean? Does the LRC tilt? That would be neat. I mean, that's what it was known for. You know, banking those corners, which I should really do on my layout. I didn't do any elevated curves this time around. I know it sometimes poses a bigger issue than, what I'd be willing to deal with. But, yeah. Yep. Kind of thinking about my next layout. I know I'm about a year or so shy of needing to worry about it, but I'm already kind of thinking about how I want to do the next layout. And going back to modular might be the way that I go, except for my yard, because if I can get my yard out of here, then all I'd want to do is raise the height on that and then just connect everything else modular to it. I don't think that tilt real worked. I don't know. I think it was like, well, are you talking about the real one or are you talking about the model? Oh, we're undecided. We're either going to stay where, like, in the town we're at, or go further. But we are undecided. I mean, that name has come up once or twice, but it's such a big job moving that far, you know. It would be nice, maybe at some point. Guess we'll have to wait and see. But I'm thinking more of like layout wise. Because it's no surprise that I haven't been too thrilled with my current layout. Like, there's aspects of it that I like, but it's a very uncomfortable space, and it's a basement that's unfinished, and I can't do that anymore, especially after the couple of houses that I lived in prior to this, where it was a finished basement and it was much more comfortable, carpet and no pink foam on the walls being exposed. Also, my kids are getting to that age where, well, Hopper is 13, so, and my little one is going to be 10 next month, so They need their own spaces, which means we need more spaces, bigger spaces. It definitely needs to look like art, for sure. But I'm thinking, because like I did the modular thing before, which, oh, get back on there, which was okay, but when it came to taking it apart, because of the way I built it, didn't really come apart all that well. So I have to come up with a better concept of how to build these modules a bit better, connecting and disconnecting and whatnot. I hear Walthers does some great things with connecting track, which would be kind of neat because then it spans the gap between modules. Also, the wood that I used at the time, which I know you guys have seen because it's like the top part of my layout, like the part holding the lights right now. It's it's a softer wood, so it's lighter, but it's not strong enough. So I need to go with something a little bit more durable that can withstand a bit more weight and but still remain light for transportation purposes. Well, I think in a way, I mean, you have to kind of be fussy, right? Because it's something that if you want to keep it and you want to take it with you, if you have to move, if that comes up, unfortunately for me, it seems like it's every 4 years. Uh, so I'm kind of used to it by now, but at the same time, kind of fed up or whatever. I do want that forever home, but we're not there yet. It's probably because I keep buying trains. Uh, probably. No, it's just one of those things. In some cases, it's easier to rent than it is to buy because then when you buy, then you have so many more responsibilities, and I'd rather just rent at the end of the day. But yeah, you're kind of at the mercy of your landlord at that point. Well, I mean that I get a lot of inspiration from that Perry. It's a very good representation of what I would look to do as far as the straight modules. The way a lot of the ones are that curve, like your curved ones, um, they curve on the outside where I'd want it reversed, where you're curving on the inside, if that makes sense. But it also takes two modules for that curve to happen, where I'd like for it to happen in maybe a 3x3 without the pointed corner, maybe like a beveled corner, kind of like you know, just just a beveled corner. But again, I'll have to work all that out and see. I mean, like I'm not completely stuck when it comes to woodworking and whatnot. I know my way around a drill and a hammer. Normally, you don't use those at the same time. See, I'm pretty good. I know stuff. But yeah, I just got to come up with something that would work well, and then I can just kind of work at it, you know, one module at a time, really. I'm not in a rush, and I've got lots of industries and whatnot that I can still use. I've got lots of track and switches that will be coming with me as well. Lots of building. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's one of those things, you know, you get all excited on the inside because you're like, oh, new adventure, right? New adventure. It's just going to be a pain to take this thing down. And when I say this thing, I don't mean the layout. I mean this whole office. I built this office specifically to work from home. That's where we are right now, right? I'm in my office. This is where I work, and you know, I look at my stickers all day and my diagram of a passenger car, the emergency exits, and where to, you know, yeah, that's what I do all day. So I'm kind of just putting the GVOX on here now because that's where I've kind of landed with this. I don't need to put the road number yet. I'll leave the road number, but I'll put the reporting marks. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think that if I do it in like 4-foot modules, like a 2x4 foot, it'll also control the amount of land that I have to cover, which is fine. And then as long as I have it so that they can all connect, or I can change the, change them around and whatnot, that's fine as well. Keep like almost like a standard, right? So that if I need to move again, you know, I could say, okay, well, I'll need one extra module just to kind of stretch this much longer, but that's fine. And then I can also do the modules that are, what is it called? It's like depressed, like a depressed flat car. And then I can add a bridge so that the layout remains flat, but the land around it changes. And no, I don't mean depressed because it's sad. That has to go lower. Perfect. Also, when I say perfect, it's good enough, but, you know. For those times that I can't get away with saying good enough. And the other cool thing is that these letters sit flat in between the grooves here, so these are a lot easier to do than that. It's pretty cool. Okay. GV hugs and kisses. That's right. Only 100 more cars to go. At some point, I should go to bed. I've been working all day. What time is it? Huh. Okay. Another thing is, like, these letters are so close together. I'm trying not to cut the actual decal. But because it's a V and an O, I just kind of go on the angle with the V, so you're just kind of like, you're like slicing it this way, so it works. I think I might actually be impressing myself with how well some of these are actually turning out. I just don't want to say it out loud because then, you know, it's kind of like jinxing yourself. I already had like one of the last decals kind of like come up with the brush, and I'm like, oh, I didn't plan for that. No, and I make sure every single time they're all good. Yeah. That is totally something I would do though. And now I'm worried. I'm very concerned. Because that is exactly the kind of thing that would happen to me. 100%. You know what's tough though? It's tough doing a whatchamacallit, a freight line and passenger line on the same tracks. I find it to be very difficult. It's not something that most people do because obviously in the real world, you know, they're usually pretty separate for the most part, right? Like they'll share tracks, but there's usually their delays as well. But trying to model both passenger and freight is very, I find it to be difficult. Just try to have that balance as well, you know? And then, of course, having storage for everything, like, you know, car storage. I'd like to have a lot of my trains out, you know? I'd like to have, you know, like rail car storage in a yard, and then also have passenger a passenger terminal with car storage. It's tough. It is very, very tough. And you also, like, a big part of it is space. Have space to do it. But one of the things that I really wanted to do with this layout was I wanted it to be representative of a certain place, but I don't even feel like it's representing that place anymore. So I kind of had to lean heavily into, well, let's just make it work. And even though it kind of works, doesn't necessarily mean I'm happy about it. So it's I'm a tough customer, what can I say? I'm my own tough customer. GoTrain needs to share the tracks. I don't know. I don't like and that's another thing. Like I don't have enough stations. You know, right now on my layout I have a half of one and then another half of one. One is very much a stub end, and the other is just part of the yard. So I need to figure out something that would work, that would be beneficial. I still want to do the auto racks as well, even though it's only at 30%, but so are boxcars, so I don't feel as bad. Is there anywhere I can put a hidden yard? With this layout, probably. I thought about that. But at the same time, you know, putting time and effort into this particular layout, I don't know. I don't know about that. Like I'm happy that I get to run trains on it and it runs fine. But at the end of the day, it's not really what I want, so I'll have to make some changes with the layout. And hopefully the next one will work a lot better for me and for what I need and for what I want to do and how I want to run my trains. So we'll see what happens, but we shall see. Also, my layout is always a mess. That's the thing as well. Layout is always a mess. And right above the layout too, don't even get me started about above the layout. And Mark loves his tank cars. That's a no-brainer. Mark, do you have a favorite tank car? You must have a favorite tank car. I'm sure I've asked you that before, but I don't remember. But everybody's dying to know what your favorite tank car is. I do like my yellow one. I personally said anything Procore. That's what I said earlier. Mark, do you have those turquoise Procore tank cars? That we all have those? I think Athearn just actually announced some. So that's kind of cool too. Because, you know, the Athearn one is probably going to be a little bit more realistic, but like way more expensive. Yeah, I think they did 3 road numbers of those green ones. I know I got 2. I think James got 3. Yeah, the Athearn ones do look good. I agree with you, Dave. And I think there's actually, from what I saw with the video, it sounded like they're going to be in within the next couple of months, which is also kind of neat because that's like soon-ish. Bubs reminded me that I have a couple of scale train tank cars on the way that'll probably be here in August. Apparently, he pre-ordered some for me and I forgot. So that's kind of cool. But I think they're the TILX or whatever you want to call them. Who? Mike? Chris is moving? 5.8. Oh, jeez. At this point, it's like 12.7. No, there's no official move date, but it's in the works. Yeah, I use hidden yards behind the backdrop. I have Salem Penn Station. I have New Jersey Station, Amtrak. My problem is that if it's behind the backdrop or anything like that, if I don't have access to it, like if I can't see it or reach it, then that would really bother me. Because if something derails and whatnot and I don't have access to it, then yeah. All right, Ron, you have yourself a great night. Thanks for stopping by. We are getting through these cars slowly but surely. I'm sure Perry would have been done them all by now, but here we are. Yeah, that green is like super cool. The turquoise. I'm sure you'd like the Athearn one. You have a number of other Athearn tank cars yourself, so. All right. Ta-da. Okay. So yeah, just to kind of reiterate everything. So these are the 2026 cars. These ones are basically almost mostly done. I just got to do the ends on them. They are what I would say are fantastic. I love the striping on them and whatnot, the reflective striping. And these are great cars. As for the ones that I've been working on, obviously they are still in need of decals, which I'm getting there. I think these ones down here, yeah, these have the GVOX on the one side already. Everything has the big GVOX on it, so that's cool. Lots more to do, lots of work. I'm sure I'm going to be working on them throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, so it seems. And yeah, we'll get these done, I think, at some point. And Perry, I still have this one to do. I just need whatever decals that you didn't use. And then I got to do one more of these too. This is probably gonna be like the last car that I do, because I still need the black decals from you. But yeah, there you go. So as far as rolling stock, it seems pretty even across the board, with 27% of people liking the box cars and tank cars and auto racks. Hoppers, I guess hoppers, they are a very niche thing, you know. There's only so many things you can put in a hopper compared to, you know, a tank car, right? But even with auto racks, the variety of auto racks, I mean, there's lots of road names, but you know, it's either bi-level, tri-level, that's it, you know. Either you have it open or you have it closed, without the roof, with the roof, side panels, whatever. They carry vehicles from A to B, and they're very big, and unless you have curves that will handle them, yeah. So, yeah, it's a tough call. Box cars, I've always found, are a well-rounded thing to have. You know, everybody has at least one box car. And, you know, there's a lot of different sizes, shapes, and you can put a lot of stuff in them too. There was one point where people were cutting the roof off the box car and then filling it with wood chips and sawdust and whatnot, which is pretty cool. I think those were just 40 footers. They would kind of extend the top of it a bit, but yeah, it'd be a wood chip car. But yeah, recycled box cars turned into you know, a wood chip car. That's kind of neat. So lots of options with box cars. They're one of my favorites as far as rolling stock. So that's why we've got so many here. But tank cars, definitely. I mean, you can do a whole train of tank cars, and you can't go wrong there. Other than that, we did the 2 hours, and I'm better for it. Got lots done, and got to hang out with you guys, which is great. Make sure, again, I can't say it enough, let me know if you are coming to the barbecue, if there's a +1, if there's if you're bringing, I don't know, whatever, macaroni salad, I don't know. If that's what you want to bring, I don't care. You don't have to, but let me know. That's the only way I'll know. And here's my email one more time. Can't say I didn't give it to you. Oh, and apparently it'll be up for 20 seconds. So you got 20 seconds. But don't forget, Monday. Off the Tracks Monday. And it'll be Trackside Mike's channel, 7 o'clock. Apparently he has a guest, so that'll be neat. And we'll see you guys then. For now, I do have a train to catch. And you have yourselves a good night.